Welcome back to our channel. Today we are talking about something that can save our relationships, protect our dignity, and change the direction of our life. Anger is a powerful emotion. It rises fast, it speaks loud, and it leaves damage behind. Most mistakes in life are not made when we are calm. They are made when we are angry. Words spoken in anger cannot be taken back. Actions done in anger cannot be undone. That is why silence at the right moment is not weakness, it is wisdom. Today we will understand why silence is powerful during anger and how it protects us. Part 1. Why anger makes us lose control. Before we learn to stay silent, we must understand what anger does to us. Anger is not just an emotion. It changes how our brain works. 1. Anger shuts down thinking. When anger rises, logic becomes weak. Patience disappears. Judgment becomes poor. Emotions take control. The brain moves from thinking mode to reaction mode. In this state, we do not choose words carefully. We do not think about consequences. We react. And reaction creates regret. 2. Anger pushes us to say what we don't mean. Many people say, "I didn't mean it, I was angry." That sentence destroys relationships. In anger, we exaggerate insult, accuse, blame, speak harshly. Even if we apologize later, the wound remains. Silence would have protected both sides. 3. Anger feels powerful but makes us weak. Anger gives a false sense of strength. We feel bold, dominant, fearless. But in reality, anger removes self-control. The person who controls their anger is stronger than the person who shouts. True power is self-mastery, not loud reactions. 4. Anger invites unnecessary conflict. One angry word creates arguments, fights, broken trust, long-term distance. Most conflicts do not start from big issues. They start from small moments handled with anger. Silence stops the fire before it spreads. 5. Anger blocks listening. When we are angry, we do not listen to understand. We listen to reply. We wait for our turn to attack, not to solve. Silence gives us space to hear the truth instead of defending ego. 6. Anger creates long-term regret. Ask anyone about their biggest regrets. Most will say, "I wish I had not said that. I wish I had stayed quiet. I wish I had walked away." Very few people regret being silent. Silence protects us from lifelong regret. Anger is temporary. Damage from anger can be permanent. When anger controls us, we lose control of our words, our actions, and sometimes our future. Because in the end, anger speaks fast. Wisdom waits. Silence saves. Part 2. The power of silence during anger. Silence is often misunderstood. Many people think silence means weakness, fear, surrender, losing an argument. But true silence, chosen at the right moment, is one of the strongest actions a person can take. Let us understand why silence is so powerful in the heat of anger. 1. Silence breaks the cycle of anger. Anger feeds on reaction. One angry word invites another angry word. One insult invites a bigger insult. One shout invites a louder shout. This is how small problems become big fights. Silence breaks this chain. When we do not react immediately, the fire does not grow, the argument loses energy, emotions slowly cool down. Silence stops anger from multiplying. 2. Silence gives time for emotions to settle. Anger rises fast, but it also falls fast if we do not keep feeding it. Silence creates a pause. In that pause, heartbeat slows, thoughts become clearer, emotions lose intensity, logic slowly returns. Most problems feel smaller after a few minutes of silence. Time plus silence reduces damage. 3. Silence protects our dignity. When we speak in anger, we often say things that lower our own respect. We shout, We insult. We say things we regret. Silence keeps our dignity intact. Even if others lose control, our silence shows maturity and self-respect. People may forget arguments, but they remember who stayed calm. 4. Silence gives us control over ourselves. Anger wants us to react immediately. Silence says, I am in control, not my emotions. This self-control is real strength. Anyone can shout. Anyone can react. But staying silent when angry requires discipline and awareness. Control over anger is control over life. 5. Silence avoids unnecessary words. Many arguments are not about the real issue. They grow because of unnecessary words. One extra sentence, one sharp comment, one sarcastic line. Silence removes unnecessary words and keeps the situation simple. What is not said cannot be regretted later. 6. Silence helps us respond wisely later. Silence does not mean we ignore the problem forever. It means we will talk when we are calm. After emotions settle, we can explain clearly, speak respectfully, solve the issue, protect the relationship. Silence delays reaction so that wisdom can enter. 7. Silence exposes the truth. When we stay silent, the other person reveals more emotions, show clearly, intentions become visible. Anger often hides truth. Silence reveals it. By not reacting, we understand the situation better. 8. Silence keeps relationships safe. Relationships are fragile. One angry moment can break trust, damage love, create distance, leave scars. Silence acts like a shield. It protects marriages, friendships, families, work, relationships. Silence saves what anger destroys. 9. Silence reduces regret. Most people regret speaking in anger. Very few regret staying silent. Silence is the safest decision when emotions are high. It saves us from saying, I wish I had not said that. Silence is not running away. Silence is choosing peace over ego. When anger rises, words destroy, silence protects, patience heals. Because in the end, anger wants reaction. Wisdom chooses silence. Silence wins. Part 3. What silence saves. Words, relationships, and future. Silence in anger does not only stop a fight, it saves many things at once. Most people see only the moment. Wise people see the consequences. Let us understand what silence truly protects. 1. Silence saves words that cannot be taken back. Words spoken in anger are dangerous. Once spoken, they cannot be erased. They cannot be forgotten. They cannot be unheard. Even if we apologize later, the memory of those words stays. Silence keeps harmful words inside until they lose power. What is not spoken cannot hurt. 2. Silence saves relationships. Many relationships do not end because of big problems. They end because of repeated angry moments. Harsh words slowly reduce trust, increase distance, kill respect, damage love. Silence gives relationships a chance to survive. It gives both sides time to calm down and remember why the relationship matters. Silence protects bonds that anger breaks. 3. Silence saves our self-respect. When we lose our temper, we often lose our dignity. We say things that do not match our values. We act in ways we later feel ashamed of. Silence keeps us aligned with who we want to be. Self-respect grows when we control ourselves under pressure. 4. Silence saves our image in front of others. People watch how we behave in difficult moments. They notice who stays calm, who explodes, who controls emotions, who loses control. Silence builds an image of maturity, wisdom, and emotional strength. People trust calm minds more than loud voices. 5. Silence saves energy. Anger consumes energy. Shouting, arguing, and fighting leave us mentally tired and emotionally drained. Silence conserves energy. That energy can be used for thinking clearly, solving problems, improving life, protecting peace. Silence keeps us strong, not exhausted. 6. Silence saves future opportunities. Anger can destroy opportunities. One angry moment can ruin a career chance, damage a reputation break, professional trust, close doors permanently. Silence keeps doors open. In professional and personal life, calm behavior creates long-term opportunities. 7. Silence saves us from becoming someone we don't like. Repeated anger slowly changes personality. A calm person can become bitter, aggressive, negative, reactive. Silence interrupts this change. It helps us remain kind, balanced, and emotionally healthy. Silence protects our inner character. 8. Silence teaches emotional maturity. Every time we choose silence over reaction, we train our mind. The brain learns. We don't need to react immediately. We can wait. We can choose better responses. This training builds emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is more valuable than emotional expression. 9. Silence gives time to choose the right response. There is a big difference between reacting, responding. Reaction is emotional. Response is thoughtful. Silence creates the space where response becomes possible. In that space, wisdom replaces anger. Silence is not empty. Silence is full of protection. It saves words, dignity, relationships, energy, opportunities, character, future peace. Because in the end, anger destroys quickly. Silence protects quietly. Quiet protection lasts longer. Part 4. How to practice silence in the heat of anger. Knowing the value of silence is important, but practicing silence in real life is the real challenge. Anger comes suddenly. It rises fast. And in that moment, silence feels difficult. So we must train ourselves to choose silence. Let us learn how. 1. Recognize the early signs of anger. Anger does not explode suddenly. It gives signals first. Common signs: fast heartbeat, tight chest, clenched jaw, hot face, racing thoughts, urge to speak immediately. When we notice these signs, we know anger is coming. Awareness is the first step to control. 2. Pause before speaking. When anger rises, make a simple rule. Do not speak immediately. Even a few seconds of pause helps. In that pause, emotions slow down. Thinking improves. Damage reduces. Silence for a moment is better than regret for years. 3. Use silence as a shield, not a weapon. Silence should not be used to punish others. It should be used to protect peace. Healthy silence means calm breathing, relaxed posture, no eye-rolling, no sarcasm, no cold behavior. This kind of silence is respectful and powerful. 4. Step away from the situation. Sometimes the best silence is physical distance. If emotions are high, take a short walk, move to another room, drink water, sit quietly. Distance cools emotions. Stepping away is not escape. It is emotional intelligence. 5. Breathe slowly and deeply. Breathing controls the nervous system. When angry, breathe slowly through the nose. Hold for a moment, release slowly. This tells the brain, there is no danger. Calm breathing brings calm thinking. 6. Remind yourself of the cost of anger. In the heat of anger, remind yourself, words cannot be taken back. This moment will pass. Peace is more valuable than winning. Silence will protect me. This inner reminder strengthens self-control. 7. Decide to speak later, not now. Silence does not mean avoiding the issue forever. It means we will talk when calm. After emotions settle, we can. Explain our feelings. Speak clearly. Resolve the issue. Protect the relationship. Timing matters more than volume. 8. Practice silence in small moments first. We do not master silence overnight. Start small. Stay quiet during minor irritation. Pause during small arguments. Control tone in daily stress. Small wins build big discipline. 9. Silence builds inner strength over time. Every time we choose silence over anger, discipline increases, patience grows, emotional control improves, respect rises. Silence becomes easier with practice. Silence is a skill, and like any skill, it improves with practice. When anger rises, pause, breathe, step back, stay silent, respond later. Because in the end, anger wants immediate action. Wisdom chooses silent control. Silent control protects everything. Part 5. Silence as emotional intelligence. Silence in anger is not just good behavior. It is a sign of emotional intelligence. Emotionally intelligent people do not let emotions control their actions. They understand emotions, and they manage them wisely. Let us understand how silence connects to emotional intelligence. 1. Emotionally intelligent people observe before reacting. When anger rises, emotionally intelligent people observe their feelings. Notice their thoughts. Feel the emotion fully, but do not act immediately. They allow the emotion to pass without letting it control them. Silence creates space for observation. 2. Silence shows emotional awareness. Awareness means, I know what I am feeling. Instead of denying anger or exploding, we acknowledge it internally. Silence helps us accept the emotion without acting on it. This is maturity. 3. Silence prevents emotional damage. Anger causes emotional harm. Hurt feelings, broken trust, fear, insecurity. Emotionally intelligent people avoid this damage by choosing silence. They understand that emotional damage lasts longer than the anger itself. 4. Silence protects relationships long-term. People with emotional intelligence care about long-term outcomes. They do not destroy relationships for short-term emotional release. Silence helps them think beyond the moment. 5. Silence reduces ego-driven reactions. Anger often comes from ego. Need to be right, need to win, need to dominate, need to prove something. Silence reduces ego. It reminds us, peace is more important than ego. 6. Silence helps us choose empathy. When we are silent, we start seeing the situation from the other side. We ask, why are they reacting like this? What might they be going through? Is this really about me? Empathy replaces anger. 7. Silence improves decision-making. Good decisions are made in calm states. Silence brings calm. With calm, logic improves, fairness increases, clarity returns, wisdom appears. This leads to better decisions. 8. Silence builds emotional strength. Controlling anger builds inner strength. This strength shows up in leadership, parenting, relationships, work environments, stressful situations. Strong people are calm people. 9. Silence teaches patience. Patience grows when we delay reaction. Each time we wait, patience becomes stronger. Patience turns anger into understanding. Silence is not avoidance. Silence is emotional mastery. Emotionally intelligent people pause before reacting. Protect relationships. Reduce ego. Think long-term. Choose peace. Because in the end, emotional intelligence is not about expressing emotions loudly. It is about managing emotions wisely. Part 6. Silence as wisdom, the highest form of self-control. At the highest level of growth, silence is no longer a technique. Silence becomes wisdom. Wise people understand one truth clearly. Not every emotion needs expression. Not every thought needs words. Not every situation needs a reaction. Sometimes, the strongest action is to stay silent. 1. Wise people choose peace over winning. In anger, the mind wants to win. Win the argument, win the fight, win the moment. But wise people think beyond the moment. They ask, what will this cost me? Is this worth my peace? Will this matter tomorrow? Will this damage something valuable? Silence helps us choose peace over temporary victory. 2. Silence protects us from permanent damage. Anger lasts minutes, but the damage from anger can last years. One sentence spoken in anger can end a relationship, destroy trust, break respect, close opportunities, change how people see us forever. Silence acts like a safety lock on our future. 3. Silence keeps us aligned with our values. We all have values: respect, dignity, patience, kindness, self-control. Anger pushes us away from our values. Silence pulls us back. When we stay silent, we remain the person we want to be, not the person anger tries to create. 4. Silence shows inner leadership. Leadership is not about control over others. Leadership is control over self. People naturally trust those who stay calm in chaos, speak less but speak wisely, do not explode emotionally, respond thoughtfully. Silence creates authority without force. 5. Silence gives anger no power. Anger wants attention. Anger wants expression. Anger wants reaction. When we stay silent, anger loses fuel. Without fuel, anger fades on its own. Silence starves anger. 6. Silence allows healing. Many arguments are not about problems. They are about pain. Silence creates space for healing. Emotions settle. Understanding grows. Regret reduces. Compassion appears. Healing begins when shouting stops. 7. Silence is remembered as maturity. Years later, people will not remember what the argument was about, who was right, who was wrong, but they will remember who stayed calm, who showed maturity, who did not lose control. Silence leaves a lasting impression of strength. 8. Silence is a gift to ourselves. Anger harms us more than anyone else. It increases stress. It disturbs sleep. It poisons thoughts. It drains energy. Silence protects our mental health. A calm mind lives longer and lives better. 9. Silence is not forever. It is timely. Silence does not mean ignoring problems. It means not now. When calm. When respectful. When ready to solve. Timing turns silence into wisdom. Anger is natural, but reaction is a choice. Silence is not weakness. Silence is strength under control. Because in the end, anyone can shout when angry. Anyone can speak without thinking. But only the wise can stay silent and protect everything that matters. So when anger rises, pause. Breathe. Stay silent. Not because you are weak, but because you are strong. Before we end this video, remember this truth. Anger is temporary, but the damage it creates can be permanent. Words spoken in anger cannot be taken back. Silence, chosen at the right moment, protects everything. Staying silent does not mean we lose. It means we choose wisdom over ego and peace over regret. So when anger rises, pause, breathe, and stay silent. Because silence in anger is not weakness. It is strength under control. If this video helped you, like this video, share it with someone who needs calm today, and subscribe for more meaningful graded reader lessons. We will see you in the next video.